Welcome to the Falls Homefront, where Wichita Falls leads in North Texas real estate, business, and life. I'm Tim Lockhart, retired Air Force officer, realtor, and your local real estate and business strategist. Every week, I'm shining a spotlight on people, places, and opportunities that make our community thrive. You'll hear real estate tips, market insights, and inspiring conversations with local leaders, entrepreneurs, and fellow military veterans. Whether you're a homeowner, investor, military family, or brand new to the area, you'll get the expert advice, community connections, and local insights you won't find anywhere else. Let's get started. Welcome to the Falls Homefront. I'm Tim Lockhart, and I appreciate you tuning in. We've got a great episode today full of practical tips and local insights that you don't want to miss. Today, I'm so excited to welcome our guest, Mayor of Wichita Falls, Tim Short.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me, Tim. I appreciate it. Two Tims. What can go wrong?
That's right. Tim Short brings over 3 decades of dedicated service and leadership to both his professional and civic roles. With 34 years at State Farm, he has built a strong reputation for commitment and integrity. Deeply involved in his community, Tim has served 16 years as driver and board member for Meals on Wheels and 10 years as a Little League coach, and held leadership positions as past president of the 100 Club and Hands to Hands Community Fund. He was elected mayor of Wichita Falls in November 2023. He has championed initiatives focused on economic development, generational water security, support for Shepherd Air Force Base, and the continued revitalization of downtown.
Yeah.
Under his leadership, the city has seen transformative progress, including the arrival of an Amazon distribution center and a record-breaking $1 billion in commercial construction.
It's been a great almost 2 years.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us today.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
There's so many exciting things happening in Wichita Falls right now, from the new Amazon distribution facility to billions of dollars in commercial construction and Shepherd Air Force Base. It's really hard to know where to begin.
Yeah.
Let's start with the Amazon facility. $24 million of construction project appears to be going really well.
Mm-hmm.
What role has the Amazon's arrival played in positioning Wichita Falls for long-term success?
I think that and it was quite a story. It was about 1.5 years to get to the groundbreaking. As a mayor, I love ribbon cuttings and groundbreakings, and it was one of those things where working closely with the chamber, working with connections that people had with some folks at Amazon, it's the same old thing. As far as Wichita Falls goes, we just have started saying, why not us? It's our turn. So you only miss the ones you don't swing at. So Wichita Falls has sat around for so many years and waited for the phone to ring. And in sales, you know that if your phone isn't ringing, well, you better go knock on some doors. So we did that. And we specifically did that with Amazon when we heard that they were looking for one of these last mile distribution centers to put somewhere in the area. So we invited them to town. They, along with some other site selectors, we hosted them for a weekend. Took them to Ranch Roundup, bought them new cowboy hats. We had 2 days where we got to take them out to eat, from barbecue to tacos. We did the whole thing. They wanted to see the Pando Biotech. They wanted to see that facility. They wanted to see MSU. They wanted to look at our housing situation. So we had events at every one of those places. It's a long answer to a short question, but it just didn't happen overnight. So there was a lot of work that went into that. They obviously looked at what was available out there at the business park, and they loved where it was, right there on the intersection there on 287 with I-44 right up the street. The fact that we have 2 different airports, they were shocked because nobody had ever talked to them about Wichita Falls before. Honestly, about a week later, they contacted us and said, this is something we're really interested in. And the rest was history. We were closed, I think, within 4 months after that. No incentives, no tax abatements, no anything, paid full price for the land. They were just happy to be here. It didn't take anything other than some good barbecue and a couple cowboy hats, and to show them that we were really interested in them. We're so happy to have broken ground, and one of the best things is they're going to finish early. They should be online next month. So this is August.
wow.
They should be online 1st of October,
Okay.
which is 2 months early. Amazon delivers. They want to get that site up and running and ready to go, to be ready to go for Christmas. And we're doing all we can to support them.
Yeah, that's great. And that's just one of many projects going on right now. How can local residents and business owners benefit from this growth?
I'll say the old rising tide lifts all boats. I believe that because I've seen it happen in too many places. I've seen it happen in Lubbock. I've seen it happen in Central Texas. You certainly see it in Fort Worth. So what we expect, because of places like Amazon, because of things like potential data centers, the other commercial construction things that we have going on in Wichita Falls, we're expecting over the next 3 years that we will have 4,000 to 5,000 construction jobs right here in Wichita Falls. Every day, 600 electricians get up and travel to Abilene to help them construct a data center project that they have going on down there. Those guys, they follow the work. We'll have that here and have that industry, have those jobs, and those jobs would continue for between 3 to 8 years. So there's a lot of good plumbing, electrician, construction jobs that are going to happen. Once the projects are completed, they're not huge employers. They have 150 to 200 folks employed, from janitors to landscapers, but mostly engineers. A lot of high tech, a lot of computers that run some of the automated portions of these places that we've learned. And there are boots on the ground there, and they're very good paying jobs for both for data center work and for the Amazon facility and some of the other things. So we're very encouraged to bring this type of wage here because these are jobs where you can support a family, you can buy a home, you can do those things. And besides bringing folks into Wichita Falls, these are jobs for Wichitans. These are jobs for the people that we have here now that can, we want our generations to stay here. We want them to be educated here in our new schools and our colleges, and we want them to find gainful employment, and we want our families and our young people to have a reason to stay here.
Yeah, that's great. The Air Force brought me here. I was in the Air Force, and
Yeah.
my last assignment was here at Shepherd. We chose to stay here. We chose to raise our family here, and I found it a great community to do that. So yeah, that's
It
great.
happens a lot, and you're certainly one of those success stories too. So we appreciate you doing that here as
Yeah,
well.
well, thank you. Yeah, what's the timeline for some of those data centers?
There should be some, I don't want to be vague, there should be some announcement coming within the next 2 to 3 months. Some things will be final, and we'll have some actual closings happening.
All right, that's great.
And then the construction on those things, they take
Mhm.
years. There is can be up to, one can be up to 6 million square feet. The Pentagon is 6 million square feet. So in comparison, that takes a while to construct, it takes a while to get done. But right now, I's are being dotted, T's are being crossed. I think that one of the things in Wichita Falls, a lot of times we can be our own worst enemy for the last so many years. Because we were burned, and you get burned, and then you want to quit touching the stove eventually. People worry about, we're giving them all this money to come here, and they're just going to take the money and leave. We're not giving anybody any money. So these are places that they're not getting breaks on their property taxes, they're not getting breaks on the value of the land, on the price of any of those things. They're asking for nothing. So the things that we have that make us very attractive is we have land, we have electricity, and now we have water, at least, and we have a vision to produce and provide more water down the road to secure that, with Lake Ringold, to secure that resource which helps us, which helps the 15 communities and entities that we provide water for, and helps all of North Texas. So I say it's our turn. It's literally our turn.
Yes. Yeah, that's great. And those new businesses coming into town is really exciting for us to have those industries.
It is. You're a realtor. We have a housing inventory shortage where we would, if 2,000 people moved here overnight, we would be in trouble. Some people will want to live in smaller cities. So it'll help Holiday, it'll help Burke, it'll help Iowa Park, Henrietta. Some people just were raised in small communities and want to live there. We've spoken to 2 national home builders that have come in and they say they're busy. I can't say the names, but they're very busy, and we can be next. But they can build 200 to 300 homes, nice homes, in the next 6 to 8 months. We have the land that they can develop. They've been here, they've looked at it. They're just busy finishing up some other projects. We know that when a developer builds those nice starter homes, just like what just happened on Tinker Trail, there were 13 or 17, I can't remember, $150,000, very nice homes built there, and they were all sold before they were finished. The appetite is here. We're just behind a little bit on being able to provide the inventory, and we know that, and we're working on that as well, because all of these things are going to need to work together so we can succeed.
Yes. Yeah, that's great. Speaking about that area, that's very close to Shepherd Air Force Base, those new homes that you just talked about. So how are you working to ensure Shepherd Air Force Base stays strong for the next generation?
Yeah, thank you, because that's my favorite question. Always is. I think that the relationship right now with Shepherd has never been stronger. I don't believe it's ever been stronger in our history. When we're finished with this podcast, I'm on the way to Shepherd Air Force Base for an event that we have this afternoon out there. We all know each other. We all interact with each other, whether it's the general or the colonels or anybody else. We're all at the same events, and we're all pulling the rope in the same direction, because we need a successful Shepherd Air Force Base. They are close to 40% of our local economy. We're going to do whatever we can to ensure that they're stable, that they have what they need, that we provide the water, that we provide the infrastructure that they need to be successful. One of the ways that they talk about the BRAC, and one of the things that we do here to try to BRAC-proof Wichita Falls and Shepherd Air Force Base is we're actively recruiting more missions besides trying to help with the missions that we have. 50% of the Air Force comes through Wichita Falls every year to train. We're the only Air Force base that trains both pilots and maintainers. So we have a lot going for us, and it's difficult to break that up besides the NJET program for NATO that we have going. So every February, 20 to 30 of the city's leadership and the chamber, we go to Washington, D.C., and we have meetings set up there. This February, at the Pentagon, we met with 3 different generals in a room smaller than what I'm in right now, and had individual meetings with them. And the interesting thing was all 3 of those generals had trained at Shepherd. They all knew exactly what we were talking about. Over the last 20 years, they had been here. We didn't have to sell them too hard, but we were actively there recruiting, talking to them about it. One of the general's sons is currently in the NJET program here, and he was coming down in a couple weeks to visit and see his son. And we put him in touch with the chamber. They arranged some extra things for them to do when he was here and ensured they had a good visit. But we're very aware of Shepherd, what they mean to our community, the civilians that work out there, and just how important it is to us. So we actively, and every year we're going to go once or twice to Washington. We met individually, we met with Ted Cruz. We met with Ronnie Jackson for 30 minutes to an hour with each one of these folks to talk about how important it is. And the last thing is that for the first time ever, 2 years ago, we hired a consultant that we have in Washington, D.C. that is focused on Shepherd. He trained here as a pilot, and now he's a consultant in Washington, but he's actively listening for Wichita Falls or Shepherd Air Force Base, or anytime there's a whisper about something. Now we don't have to be reactive, we're very proactive, and we get good inside information on things. We love Shepherd, and they love Wichita Falls. Now the real last thing that we just started doing a month or two ago is once a week we have an airman AIT tour where we load them up on buses. It takes 2 or 3 buses, and it's literally like a tour, a guided tour with the chamber, and they have the microphone, and they stand at the front and drive them all through Wichita Falls. They get to see the falls, they get to see the restaurants, they get to see, most of the time they're dropped off around Target in the area. We show them Chick-fil-A, I know, but we get to show them the things, but we show them the bus stops where they can get back to Shepherd. All you have to do is be here, or all you have to do is be here. We show them downtown and give them a packet about how to be involved. They can help with community cleanups. They can help with volunteering for all kinds of things that we have going on in Wichita Falls now. And I like to talk about Shepherd, and it's because we do so much to try to keep them engaged.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's really important to me. That's what brought me here to town, so that's great. Yeah, a couple of times
We got you without even doing any of that. Yeah.
yeah, a couple of times you mentioned the water supply. Could you talk about what you're doing to ensure that we have long-term water?
Sure. It's been 60, 70 years that Wichita Falls has talked about Lake Ringold, which is an area in Clay County. When we built, I wasn't here then, when they built Lake Arrowhead, they were supposed to do Ringold at the same time. But somebody out there with some influence got them to not build it at that point. So they just did Lake Arrowhead. That's fine. We have Lake Arrowhead, we have Lake Kickapoo. They provide our water. Thanks be to God, right now they are at almost 100% full. So we've had a wonderful spring and summer with lots of rain. So we're doing great on water right now. We also have available water through Lake Kemp, which we really don't want to use. It's horrible and really hard on our filtration system. But so why do we need another lake? Because I'd rather have 4 lakes that are 50% full than 3 lakes that are 50% full if we head into another drought. It has been identified, the Lake Ringold site, as the last best place to build a reservoir in North Texas. So we can't just move it over 10 miles or just put it somewhere else. The state and those engineers found the spot. So you don't dig out a lake, you just dam it up where it is and then fill it up from the river. That's all you do, anymore. You don't go dig a big hole and wait for it to rain. So this property in Clay County, there's about 17,000 acres. The city owns right at 7,000 of those acres, and it will be, when it's finished and all completed, I don't know if I'll still be alive at that point, but another 15 to 20 years, this would be a 17,000 acre, 50-foot deep lake that will be a recreational lake that's within 20 minutes of Wichita Falls, that is similar to PK, that provides those things as well as water for all of North Texas. It's going to be expensive, and we've been saving for it and working on it for years. And currently, every point that we've been through with the state of Texas to secure approval, we have gotten that. So we get to take the next step and the next step every time. Right now, some of the landowners have filed on us at the district court level in Austin, and that's working its way through the court system. TCEQ said that we're okay to go. It then went to district court. We are very confident in moving from there. We're confident enough that we have already asked for our federal permits from the Army Corps of Engineers. We were told when we turned in that packet that if it's perfect, and it was this thick, and they said, if it's perfect, you'll get an answer in about 5 years. And we did it a year and a half ago. So I don't know if it's perfect. We haven't heard that it's not. so far. So it is continuing to move its way through the queue and the process with the Army Corps of Engineers, and we look forward to hearing from them, clearing this up in the courts in Austin. We are currently we have requesting access to all of the land for the engineers that we have hired that are going in there and doing their surveys, and we're moving forward. Wichita Falls has had plans to do so many things for so many years, and they always stopped, and we're not stopping anymore. We're moving forward on all of the things that make sense, because I'll never probably ever get to stick a toe in Lake Ringold, but my granddaughter will. And so we look forward to that. And as I said earlier, it's not just about Wichita Falls. We are the regional water supplier here for 15 other cities, for the prison, for all of the manufacturing that runs up I-44. All of those places, Burke Burnett, Holiday, Iowa Park, they all depend on us. And so it's not just about us. It's about keeping up with our obligations. That's what I mean about the generational water source.
That's good. That's some great information. Thanks. Yeah, I'm changing gears to the lifestyle aspect of being here in Wichita Falls. I have enjoyed, we have a lot of great musicians here, and we have the after hours art walk downtown the first Thursday of every month, except for a few months during the winter. And so that's great. How do you see the arts and culture and the community programs shaping the future here?
Another great question, Tim. We work closely with the Arts Alliance and the Arts Council through the city, because a truly vital city and a vibrant city and community needs the arts, needs those things here. It doesn't just make it better to look at, it makes it more fun to be in. It makes it more fun to go do those types of things together. I know my friend Ann Arnold works really hard at trying to make things look better, at trying to preserve history around here. We see the Mrs. Ferris's statue at the courthouse, which took way too long to get done. You see a lot of the paintings and the things that are on that parking garage that look so good. We have down to the changing the street lights, now the poles downtown, to make those things just more attractive and take care of what we have. I believe in celebrating the arts, and I just think it makes it fun to be here.
Yes, it does. There are lots of great things to do now, and a lot of like arts and music and different things like that. Downtown, especially some of the wineries,
those art walks you
have
mentioned,
local musicians come and play on Friday and Saturday nights. So
yep.
That's good.
Art walks, live music, those things are amazing. I had somebody tell me that they had never been to an art walk, and they just didn't understand what was going on. And I said, you obviously need to go to one. And they said, what's going on? And I said, there's 4,000 people downtown on the sidewalks. It's your friends and neighbors, and nobody's on their phone. They're all talking to each other. They're all interacting with each other. They are looking at art. They're looking at and talking to the people that create it. You can buy a taco from the food truck. You can visit. There's pizza and wine. There's all kinds of things to do down there, but it just helps everybody connect, and it is really a fun thing. So I don't know how deep they went, or if they just drove down there that a week or two later to see it, but they were amazed to see exactly how many people are gathered downtown. And the live music scene is certainly a wonderful thing, whether it's Hook and Ladder, the brewery across the street now has a lot of live music going on, the Iron Horse. I'm leaving somebody out, I know, but there's a lot of opportunity for local live music, and we're in a sweet spot to get it. Musicians from Abilene and Fort Worth and Oklahoma City, we're right in the middle of everything.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much for being here. It was great having you on. How do listeners contact you if they want more information about some of the things that you had mentioned?
Hey, I think everybody's got my cell phone number. Just call the city. We're at City of Wichita Falls. The email addresses are all right there. That web page is wonderful. You can, with one click, there's my contact information in my email at cityofwichitafalls.com. And you can also, if you look, there's great places to report potholes and vicious dogs and all kinds of other things that are right there. It's actually a very good functioning website. And we invite people. I talk to people everywhere I go, so don't be shy. I'll talk to you in the grocery store. I'll talk to you at the restaurants, at Shepherd, at Hotter Than Hell, and everything going on this weekend. Myself and all the council is extremely available. I know I see you at just about everything, and I can't even be at everything, but we're very accessible, and we love to talk to people and tell our story. That's why I love to be able to do these and to talk to you now, because it just gives us an opportunity to tell our story, and maybe some people are hearing it that weren't aware.
That's great. Really appreciate it. Is there anything
Sure.
that we left out that you would like to share before we wrap up?
No, you covered it very well. I would say that our city council meetings, first and third Tuesdays, they're at 8:30 in the morning. I invite everybody to come. Everybody's welcome. They're at the MPEC right now until our municipal auditorium is finished remodeling in March. And they're streamed live on Facebook, and then they're on YouTube later. So I know some people watch them later, and I just watch them. We invite everybody to come by, but it promotes good questions. And I don't want people to be shy. I want them, if they have questions about things that we're doing or how much something actually cost, call me and we'll go through it. Love to do that. And it stops the misinformation.
That's great. Thank you very much. Everyone who's listening, hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. Hopefully you picked up a few takeaways that you can use right here in Wichita Falls or wherever you are in North Texas. I appreciate you spending a little time with us today, and we'll see you next time on the Falls Homefront.
Thank you.
That wraps up another episode of the Falls Homefront. I trust today's conversation gave you some useful insight for your real estate journey and life here in North Texas. If you enjoyed it, follow the show so you never miss an episode. And subscribe on YouTube. And share it with a friend, neighbor, or fellow North Texan who might enjoy it too. For more resources, local insights, real estate tips, and how to connect with me, head over to timlockharthomes.com. Stay tuned for more stories, strategies, and connections that help you thrive in Wichita Falls and beyond.